Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you guys here. Please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for future videos. Today we're going to be starting our series about steps and how-tos. Today we're going to work on the entrance on the island of Taylor. So, come with me as we explore and learn how to use the amazing features in Animal Crossing. Let's begin. Welcome everybody. I'm so excited to have you here on Taylor Island. Today we're going to be working on the entrance, as I had said before. I already have one part of this entrance done, which is the waterfalls, and we're going to make another one along with a long bridge walkway. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. So there's our waterfall and our lake that we have already made. But my first step is I want to start my island designer. So I'm going to pull that up now, and we're going to start with a walkway. So as soon as we get this up, we're going to start. Always takes a minute to get it started. And I'm going to pull up the options, and we're going to go to the wooden path because I want it to look like one of those old-fashioned, wooden bridges. And we're just going to start by making it, and I want it to go all the way down to connect to the other side, and then I have it 4 spaces long. So I'm just going to speed things up here a little, so that way we can get through this a lot faster, because if you've played Animal Crossing already, you know it can take a long time when you're terraforming or doing custom designs on the land. So I've been playing Animal Crossing for a few months now. As we're watching me do this, I'm still learning. And so if anybody has any tips or tricks for me, I would love for you to comment below to help me out. As I said, I'm still learning, but I'm here to help others learn, and we can learn together. So now I'm just going to do the center. I found if I make rows and then do things, that it will actually go cover more land than just doing a single one. Because you can see around the edges it's really small. But then if I do the middles, then it makes a bigger area that it's going to cover all at once as it connects the two sides together. And it just seems like it goes a lot quicker that way. So, okay, so I'm almost done. Oops, sorry about that. You always want to make sure your angle's right, which I promise you I'm going to be showing that a lot in this video. But you always want to try to make sure your angle's right so that way it doesn't erase or move things. So now I've got the walkway idea of where I want it built. And as you can already start seeing, it looks like it's arching even though it is on a flat surface. So it gives it that look of a really long bridge, which is really cool. So now I'm going to start terraforming the land because I want to have the 2 tiers of the waterfalls. So I'm going to start by making my first one, and it's just with the shovel, and you can get these in your when you redeem your Nooks points. You'll have that option where after you are able to start terraforming to have that. And I'm just going to speed it up to get through the first layer. And I'll be showing the garden that I have there already done here in an upcoming video. I had already completed this island if you've watched my previous videos. And now I'm just going through and showing you guys what I did and how I did everything. So I hope you guys keep turning back as I will be showing you different parts of it and what I do. So now I'm going to keep going. I wanted to make sure I had it big enough, and they aren't equal, the waterfalls. Each waterfall is a little different, but I'm okay with that. I think it's still, in the end, it looks okay to me. I don't need to have everything exact because nature is not exact. So why do we need to, why do we need that? So I'm almost done with my first layer. I'm just going to keep finishing here. I kind of wish, Animal Crossing would come out with a thing where we can just like make like a big square and say, okay, I want a whole layer here. And then we can just make a whole layer at a time. I think that would be really awesome. Maybe a suggestion, maybe that they'll do in the future. I know they're always adding new things, so that would be really nice if they can do that. Don't ask me why I put one in the middle. I guess I just I wanted to work around it for some reason. I don't know why I did that. And again, like I said, always make sure that you have your angle the right way, or you're going to be repeating the process on a few of these, often. Okay, so I have my first layer done, and I'm all excited. So then I'm going to be starting on my second layer. And one thing to remember when you're working on this is that you can't build on the edges of each layer. So as you can see, once I get to back to my terraforming, back to the be able to terraform the land, it will not let you build right up against the edge. So you're going to have a green trim around it, or if you do a waterfall, then you can kind of get rid of some of that green trim. But you are always going to have a grassy edge. You can do custom design where if you want it to look like what, just dirt, you can put the dirt on there and everything. I do just leave it as a grass, as you'll see here in the future steps. So again, I'm just going to kind of fast forward. Make sure you get your complete around. And then one thing I realize is that you'll see here is that I have the square where there was a lamp in the garden. And I decided I'm not going to keep that. So I do go ahead, and you'll see here in a minute, once we get to it, I'm going to get rid of that spot so I can make that a solid one. So I can have my perfect square here on top. But I just keep building the square. And this will make my second layer of the waterfall. You could do one more layer if you wanted. And there is videos out there, and I'll show it in a future video, where you can add things on the third layer. There's some tips and tricks out there that, makes that possible. But I just wanted the waterfalls, and I wanted the complete look on top. So when you have the flyover, you can see just that whole water on top, and then it falling down. So I got my second one, except for that one spot, and then I realized, I'm going to have to, fix that. So I go all the way around, and then I'm going to dig up the bush and remove the lanterns. That way I can terraform up in that spot. Okay, so now that I have that spot, I can actually do the spot up on the second layer. And when you're working on this and everything, you're going back and forth between the two levels, as you can see sometimes in this video, that I sometimes mess them up. I hit the wrong buttons, and I think everybody does that. And I was going to delete it out of there so it's nice and smooth for you guys, but I want you guys to realize I am still new to this. I'm still learning as well. And, no one's perfect at this game. It all is just trial and error. So now I'm adding a little extra of land out there, and the purpose for this is so I can have somewhere to go when I am doing the waterfalls, because I can't do all the waterfall and then be able to get down. I'll get myself trapped. So this way I have a little bit extra land that I can jump onto and climb down, and I'm able to get down without trapping myself once I do the whole waterfall. And again, you can't build on edges, so I went back down, trying to make sure what I need to do as far as how much extra I need to make, so that way I can make an extra edge on that second layer as well. And it always seems like when I'm working on something and I don't have my slingshot, that's when all the balloons appear. So, you know, that balloon, I'm gonna get you, I promise. Okay, so now I have my second layer up here. And now I can climb up to the second layer. And I'm gonna start with the water. Again, on the edges of the water, you can do the edges, but you can't do the corners. And sometimes it can be a little, you know, a little snickety that you have to, you know, kind of play with it, work with it, maybe come at it at a different angle to get it started. So there I got it started. So that will be my first spot, my waterfall. And then all I'm going to do is just keep going around the edges. And then as you can see, the water is just becomes one seamless waterfall. And again, like I was saying, you cannot do the corners. So then, you know, I leave that corner and I'm going to start on the other side. So every side of this, my little mountain cliff here, my two tiers, are going to have the waterfalls. I don't know why, I love having waterfalls. I love having the water sound within the game. I think it's really relaxing. I think it makes it look a little more realistic and just absolutely beautiful. So what are your guys' opinions on the waterfalls? I would love to know. Please comment below and let me know what you think. The next thing I'm going to do is, because I want the top completely water, kind of make it look like maybe the water is like gushing out from underground and then flowing down the side of the hills, is I'm going to start removing the top. And I absolutely love like this endless pool look. And you can't see it from the ground. This is just something that you can see when visitors are flying over the island. With where I have it, they can see it. And it just gives it such an amazing look to me to have that as they're flying over these two, you know, gorgeous waterfalls with the endless lakes on top. And I thought about maybe putting like one square in the middle and then putting something on it, you know, like a little flower or you know, a statue or something pretty up there for them to see. But I haven't decided on that yet. Maybe that'll be something I add in the future. I say my island's done, but it's never done. I'm always finding new things or seeing different ideas that other people have done, and like, oh, I need to do that, and then I'll add them. And anything I do in the video, I try to make sure that if it is custom design, I will make sure that it's in the comments so you guys can see it. Here, it's all designs and things that is already given to us that you get through through your Redeem Your Nook Miles. So I do not have any design codes for you guys with this video. And real quick, I just went over there and I checked just to make sure that I did round the edges. I like having the rounded edges instead of the straight. Again, that's just, you know, a personal preference of mine that I like. The thing with the rounded edges is if you mess up, it takes a lot to fix it. And I'm hoping that we don't have any of those issues in this video, but I guess I pretty well guarantee we will, because, you know, again, I'm still learning. I'm human, and sometimes my little person decides to put things where I don't want them to. So now I'm just taking some of the extra off that I have that second layer done, so I can work on making the waterfall on the first layer. And I'm going to make them the same size as the top layer, so it looks like it's just a seamless waterfall. And here I kind of messed up on my own. Instead of starting all the way at the, back, I started right at the front of me. So I had to go around and then work my way backwards around the waterfall. So now you're getting to finally see that first look of how the two waterfalls look once you get them done. And here on the sides, it's just going to go down. There's not going to be anything else left with it. In the front, we are going to make a big, beautiful lake that it's going to flow into. And again, even though you really can't see the back in the game because you can't turn, and it's kind of hidden, you will be able to see it from your visitors, and that will be able to see it when they fly over or when you're on your way back from visiting someone else. And so I kind of make sure I did that. And here I just screwed up. You cannot terraform from the bottom. As you can see, for the water, you have to do it from the top. So for me to be able to do this, I have to straighten the corner that I had already curved. And you can't just do that. You have to add land on the first level to make no edges, so you can make a spot on the second level to make an extra spot. That way it straightens it. And if anybody's got an easier way to do this than the way I've been doing it, please let me know. It would save me so much time. So now I'm going to work on trying to get that corner back to straight, because I can't just demolish it and it won't let me build up just in that spot. And I'm not sure why it does this, but it does. And again, it's still saying it's straight, or that it's all near corners, so it's not going to let me build. So that means I've got to go back down the ladder and add more on the first level. That way I can get that corner built back up and fix that waterfall part. And as you can see, that when I'm terraforming on where I had my custom designs for my bridge, it's disappearing. And those will not come back when I get rid of that land. So I will have to fix those after I'm done fixing this. So again, it's still saying that, it's still not letting me, which means I still don't have enough. So that means I have to go back down the ladder and add another spot. And I always keep checking as I'm doing this. And I kind of know it's not going to work. But I keep checking it, I'm like, well, maybe. But, there it worked, so yay. And I just go ahead and I hurry up and delete that part because I don't need it. I just needed this one to not be curved again. So I climb the ladder back up to the second level, and I'm going to make that a water feature again. So now I got that water feature again, so then I'm going to go back down and I'm going to finish the water feature on the first level for that spot. Okay, so now that I have that side done, I can go ahead and I can climb back down. And then I'm going to demolish the extra that I made. And again, I didn't have my person in the right position, so they decided that they wanted to build instead of demolish. So now I'm going to climb back up so I can finish working on that first level. And the first thing I'm going to do is make that edge again, the curved edge. in hopes that I don't mess anything up again. You know, and if you wanted to, you could always just wait and do that curved edge at the end, which is probably a better thing for me to do. But I was so excited. Like I said, I love doing those curves that I didn't do it. That I did it ahead of time. So I'm going to speed it up a little because, as you can see, I messed up a spot again. So now I've got to go down and try to fix my error again. So just like before, I'm going to have to add some landing to make that, curved straight again. Wow, that water is really moving fast. We must have had some heavy rains, huh? So we're just going to keep, trial and error, trying to make sure that we have that all done. I think I have it now. So go back up to that second level and see if we can build. But then once I get up here, I realize that we can't because it's still both on edges. So we have to go back down. And we're going to have to build on this other side. So that way we can make it. And just to be on the safe side, I did 2. I'm thinking, okay, now I've got this. Now I can build it. But unfortunately, this thing decided not to let me build again. So even though I tried, I had to go back down and make a little bit more room. And just for good measure, I just did the rest of the square. Then I went back up. And it let me make one, but it did not connect them. And then it wouldn't let me make any more, so I had to go back down. And I had to do one on this side. That way I could make one on this side. And then it finally let me connect them. And then I demolished the other one. Or actually, I'm sorry, no I didn't. I went up and I terraformed my 2 spots. And then went back down. And then I demolished the extra areas. I made my corner, which was kind of silly of me because I'm like, oh, wait, what if I messed up? But I didn't undo the bottom just in case. And then to do the waterfall, because the waterfall has to be on the edges, except for in the corners, I had to demolish the bottom. And then that way it will let me finish my waterfalls. So then I went through and I demolished everything that I had already done. And then climbed back up to finish my one last spot. Okay, so now I have all my sides done, so I climbed back down. And I decided I needed to fix my path from where I messed it up. So now I'm just fixing that. And I got that completed. And now I'm going to round these edges as well. And I can't go that way, so I had to go all the way around into the garden and around that edge. And then I decided I'm not going to delete that. I kind of like that look from what I had before, so I'm going to leave that and then put my lantern, my garden lantern, in that spot. And then I just made sure that it was as far over as it could go, so I pushed it just to make sure. And then I wanted to make sure all the corners are round, so I removed part of the fencing that I had up so I could round this corner. And then I added my fencing back. So now that we have all of our fountains done, it was time to start on the lake. And as you can see, now that we have the 2 waterfalls, it's really even looking more like it's actually bending. So now we're going to start on the lake. And it's just terraforming the land and getting rid of the land, and it's going to bring the water underneath. And I'm just going to speed it up here because it is a pretty big lake that we're making. I wanted it to come straight over clear to the bridge. So I have it going from the edge of the garden to the edge of my walkway. And the best part about this is because it's such a large location that you will get fish in here from time to time that you can catch. Also, the water bugs seem to love my lakes. So if you're looking for those, you know, a lake is always a little something fun, the extra you can add. And as you can see, there's another balloon floating over. And one thing I've noticed as I'm working on this, that I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my hands start to hurt, so I have to take like a moment and just kind of do some hand stretches. But like, I get like cramps and stuff. I don't know, maybe I need to drink more water or something. Maybe they'll be coming up in a future video, hand exercises for Animal Crossing players. Because if you're like me, you can get on here and hours go by and you don't even realize it. This is one of the most relaxing games I think I've ever played. I love to create and use my imagination design, and this game has definitely been able to help me do that in a constructive way. And I know some of you have probably been playing this for a while now, or you know, maybe you're just starting. I would love to know how far in the game you guys are. If there's anything that you guys want to see, please let me know, and I will work on it. And again, like I said, I'm no expert. I'm learning just like you guys are. So maybe there's something you guys want to learn that I didn't even know you could learn, and we can learn together. That would be awesome. I love learning new things in this game, which I do pretty much daily. I'll see something that someone posts or a picture that I see when I'm searching for ideas and that, and be like, oh, I didn't know we had that. Now I need to find it. Facebook groups, if you're not in them, is a great thing to do. I will be starting a face group soon, so that way you guys can also log in there. We can help each other with items that maybe you're looking for, and help with bells and everything. So now that my lake's done, I wanted to add some lanterns up on top just to give it some light in the evening. And now I'm going to start working with my fencing. I chose the rope fencing just because it gives it so you can still kind of see through everything, but it gives it that look like it's an actual bridge. So I'm just building the fencing all the way down to the end. And I have found that you can fish over the fencing, but if you do leave spots open, which I have on the outer sides, your animals love to sit there, your residents. I decided I wanted to put lanterns on the bridge as well, just to kind of light it up, and I was just counting on how many lanterns I have. So I want to put equal lanterns on each side, but I didn't want to purchase any more at the time. So I decided I needed to do 4 on each, and I just kind of eyeballed what looked good to me. I didn't do any certain, distance or whatever. So I just did one side until it looked okay by, removing some of the rope and putting the lantern there. That way we still have plenty of walkway through. And then I just did the exact same on the other side. And then just begin with my rope. And now that I know where I wanted my lanterns, I just made sure that I tried to do the same distance with the lanterns on each side. So as we're coming down, now that we have, the back part of it done, you can see that it's starting to look like it's even more curved, but this is still just a completely flat, straight area, but it's giving that look of more depth and the curved look. So now we have the last lantern in, and we're just going to make the last couple ropes, and then that is complete. And that is my entryway. I'm so excited. I absolutely love it. I love the way it turned out with the 2 waterfalls on each side. And when you fly over, you have the complete water on the top with the endless pool look. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Again, please don't forget to like this post, share it, and subscribe for future episodes. I plan on, again, showing you how I've completed every part of my island step by step. So again, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys when I give you guys the next tour. And if you have an amazing island that you would like to have seen, please let me know. I would love to start doing island tours of other people's tours. I love seeing what everyone else has done as well. So again, thanks guys, and thank you for visiting. And there's my dream code if you want to check out my island. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.